All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited to share with you that I've been invited to the Pokemon Premier League, the PPL. I've been watching this league on YouTube for quite some time now, so to be invited is an absolute honor, really. It's a pleasure. But yeah, we're fortunate enough to be invited, so this is my draft analysis. I'm going to try not to dribble on too much, but just want to say a big thank you to Gray for inviting me, and thank you to all the coaches for being so welcoming. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm not going to bother explaining what a draft is or what the PPL even is because if you're watching this, you probably already know. I'm just going to sort of get right into it. Um, this is the VGC Season 2, so it's doubles, and it's been played on Pokemon Champions. 12 coaches, 12 incredible coaches, and we were picked 10. So down towards the bottom, not ideal. I mean, it could be worse, but obviously it meant that we weren't going to get any of those top threats that are running around. We weren't going to get Mega Metagross is what I really wanted. But obviously that went round one in both divisions. But yeah, by the way, there's two divisions for the PPL this season. Um, and then obviously, your Mega Floette, your Mega Zard we weren't going to get that sort of stuff. So come pick 10, I was looking at what was available and I decided that I'm going to try something that I've never actually done in draft before. Um, and I drafted Weather. So I drafted Pelipper round one. We got this guy for 14 points. I went with Pelipper first as opposed to getting like your typical rain abuser because I thought there's a lot of really, really strong rain guys running around the format at the moment, and I really didn't want to get stuck with Politoed. So we grabbed Pelipper first. But Pelipper's awesome in VGC, man. You like apart from just setting the rain and enabling, an entire team, you've got stuff like Tailwind, you've got stuff like Wide Guard, which is awesome in VGC, where everyone's, trying to spam those heat waves, those blizzards and such. Um, and apart from that, it doesn't really get too much else. But this guy can be really, really strong. He's only got 95 special attack, but rain boosted weather balls hurt. We've got 100% accurate hurricanes. Everybody knows what Pelipper does. It's decently bulky with 100 defense, and it's just a staple to any team that it goes on. It controls the weather and it enables the rest of your team. So yeah, that's Morgan's the Pelipper, 14 points for this guy. Very excited to use weather for the first time, so we'll sort of see if we can pilot it successfully. But let's get on to my round two pick. Obviously, round two is where I wanted to get my rain abuser. When I started the draft off, I really, really wanted Mega Swampert. I thought if I take the rain, I take Pelipper, Mega Swampert might be less attractive to the rest of the coaches, and I was wrong. Mega Swampert went. Um, so we transitioned and we got Archaladon, which is probably the what I thought to be the next best rain guy to go next to Pelipper. Obviously, we get those electro shots in one turn. This guy's a stat monster, like 105 attack, 130 defense, 125 special attack. This guy's really, really strong. He's got three amazing abilities in doubles. One being sturdy, if I'm worried about being knocked out. I don't want to use a sash on this guy. I can run sturdy. Stamina, if I want to boost my physical defense every time I'm attacked, just become really, really bulky. And then Stalwart is actually usable in VGC. I'm a singles player for the people that don't know me. I started playing doubles. I played one season of doubles draft over at the NBA. This PPL season will be my second time ever playing VGC. So Stalwart is not something that I ever would have used, but it's actually viable now. So what Stalwart does is it prevents my attacks from being redirected, which is awesome. If I'm up against Sinistra, if I'm up against Mousehold, someone that wants to protect whoever is next to them, you can't do that next to Archaladon or against Archaladon because yeah, we can't be redirected, which is awesome. Um, but not much else to Arch. Obviously, we're going to be spamming Electro Shot with this guy. Um, yeah, he's really strong. So yeah, let's go into my round three pick. I really wanted. No, actually, I think I stand corrected. It was round three where I wanted to get Mega Swampert, and I took Arch first because I thought Mega Swampert would be left. But yeah, as previously mentioned, I was wrong. So this is where I had to pivot. And we got Mega Raichu X. See, obviously, I wanted that Rain Mega. Didn't quite go my way, but this is really, really cool that we got Mega Raichu X instead, because what this does is it gives me electric terrain. It's the only Pokemon in the entire format that can set terrain, which is awesome. So like we're not gonna have to worry about any terrain wars unless someone wants to, manually set it, which I don't know if that's really worth doing. But what this does is it boosts my Archaludon with the power of Electroshock is going to get boosted because of electric terrain. That is going to become really, really strong. So yeah, Mega Raichu X and Pelipper paired with Archaludon just kind of fit really, really nicely. And then, obviously the boosting Archaludon aside, this guy's really strong. 110 base speed is very solid in the current meta. 135 attack is really strong, especially when my own electric attacks with my Raichu are getting boosted to whatever the terrain boosts it by. I think it's 1.5. I might be wrong. Terrain's not really my expertise, but yeah, Mega Raichu X is really, really cool. One of the new megas I definitely wanted to use. Gives us fake out as well, so having a nice strong fast fake out user this early in the draft is awesome, because those go pretty quickly. And then another thing aside, if I don't choose to mega, I can stay a base form Raichu, still have good support options, still have that fake out, still have, that decently fast encore, but I can keep Lightning Rod, which will absorb any electric attacks that want to come Pelipper's way, give me a special attack stat, and then all of a sudden I could mega and become a strong special attacker spamming discharge or rising voltage in electric terrain. So we can have a lot of fun with this guy. He can do a lot of things for this team. And honestly, even though I wanted Mega Swampert at the time, after finishing the draft, I'm actually really, really glad I ended up with Mega Raichu. Yeah, I'm really keen to use this guy, and I've just always thought Raichu is really cool, but obviously he just was never that good until now. But yeah, let's move on. Obviously, I didn't get Mega Swampert, so I wanted to get the next best Swift Swim user. There aren't too many in this format. So we got Basculegion female, which is awesome. I'm quite surprised this dude was still around at round 4, because I know Basculegion male is, some sort of grand prize everybody wants, but Basculegion female, it's only slightly weaker. It's only ever so slightly weaker, but that's only on the physical side. You have stronger shadow balls. You have stronger muddy waters. Muddy water is great if you can hit. Obviously, 85% accuracy sucks, but having a rain boosted spread move that has a 30% chance to lower both of the opposing Pokemon's accuracy is awesome. So very happy to get Basculegion for 16 points. I've used this guy a fair bit on Champions Ladder, and I think she's great. Not much else to say about Basculegion. I can run 2 modes with this mon. I can obviously use that Swift Swim Sweeper, that speed control that I draft him for, but we have adaptability as a second ability. So if we don't bring our rain, Basculegion's still going to be really, really good, really strong. It's got surprisingly good bulk with 120 HP. Yeah, that's Basculegion. We got our Swift Swim Abuser, our Rain Core with these 4 are looking really, really nice, but I want to keep it going. I want to use this Rain best to my advantage, but also draft mons that don't need it. So for round 5, we drafted Mega Sizor. How does this guy help in Rain? It just weakens that 4 times fire weakness, really. Like, we're still gonna be taking quite a bit of damage to flamethrowers or flare bits or whatever. But when I have a rain team, that is going to be very less common. So having this guy with the rain is awesome. And as I mentioned, I don't need it. This guy's super strong, 150 attack, 140 defense, 100 special defense, pretty good bulk too. But what I like about Sizor is my team's pretty slow. Like, all things considered, my team's slow. Without the rain, obviously. If I have my rain up, I'm quite quick with a few of my guys. I've got good tailwind support, but in the grand scheme of things, my team on paper is slow. So having a 150 base attack, bullet punch, or priority user, I should say, is awesome. So I don't necessarily have to worry too much about being too slow with this guy, because yeah, we've got a really, really strong priority, which I think is really, really nice for any team. Other than that, Mega Sizor also gets a lot of utility. It gets Tailwind, it gets Quick Guard. Um, I haven't really looked too much into it, but this guy gets a lot. We can use him, yeah, defensively, offensively. We can use him on rain. We can use him without rain. So a really nice Mega that I am glad that I picked up. Um, at round 5. So let's move on. But we're keeping up the pace with this rain team, but it's like a mix sort of. I don't need my rain, but I appreciate it kind of thing. Um, we got Overquill. Swift Swim again, so it's a second Swift Swim user, which is awesome. Coming off 85 base speed, we're outspeeding everything in the format. Um, and secondly, we've got Intimidate on this guy, which is awesome. Having an Intimidate user in VGC obviously is very much looked. I don't know it's good. It's good. And we got this guy for 8 points, which is crazy because I've actually been playing with this dude on ladder a bit. I've been practicing a bit with my team. This guy is awesome. He is almost like an anti-meta mon. Like he beats that Mega Floette, he beats Mega Zarby, he beats Mega Metagross, Aerodactyl, anything else that is in the top of the meta right now besides Garchomp, Overkill can actually handle, which is awesome. Yeah, so we got Overkill for 8 points. I think this is an absolute sleeper, and I think it's going to be. I honestly think Overkill is going to be an MVP for this team. But yeah, really strong, great typing, great defensive typing. We are only weak to ground, which is a notable weakness on this team. I won't lie. However, we can offensively pressure those ground types out. Um, but yeah, we can run this guy rain, no rain. We can use him as Swift Swim user. We can use him as a, sort of bulking in Tim. Bar Barrage, we can spread poison. This dude gets a lot. Like, again, I haven't looked too much into the movesets before recording this. I'm just kind of winging it. But we got Fast Taunt. We got Spikes if I want to prevent any Focus Sashes in the back. I got Toxic Spikes if I want to run like sort of a more stally sort of mode. I don't know. We got Overquill. I'm really excited to use this guy. Let's move on. So we've got a fair few picks left. Oh, sorry, only a few picks left for the draft. And now this is where the point where I want to sort of start leaning away from Rain, just because of how dominant the Rain sort of side on this team is. I am 100% expecting every single opponent I play to bring some sort of weather control. So I want a mode that can work against that. And as I mentioned earlier, my team is kind of slow, all things considered, like not crazy slow, but um, we picked up Oranguru. Honestly, I am shocked that this mon was still on the board. What pick is this? Pick 7, round 7. Oranguru is a bit of a staple at the moment for Trick Room teams, just because it can set up Trick Room and then it can let those Trick Room abusers attack twice with Instruct, which is really cool. Oranguru is the only Pokemon in the game to get Instruct, and what that does is it essentially just allows whoever you use it on, which is always going to be the guy next to you, to attack twice, to use their move they selected twice. So on this team, I think it's awesome because imagine this, right? You've got an Archaludon staring you down. It's in the rain. It's also in electric terrain, and it's spamming electro shots, boosting its special attack, and Oranguru lets it do it again. You get 2 electric terrain boosted electro shots in 1 turn. So you're doubling your special attack and you're hitting incredibly hard. I think it's just really, really, really cool. But we can do that with anyone really. Like we can, 2 Volt Tackles coming from a Raichu, 2 Last Respects coming from a Basculesian, double Bullet Punch. We can do a lot with this, have a lot of fun. Instruct aside, this guy gets a lot of good support that I'm not going to get too much into. Psychic Normal is also a really nice typing. And as previously mentioned, it does give me a Trick Room option. So speaking of Trick Room, I wanted to, what are we in now? Round 8. I wanted to get something that could abuse that Trick Room. Now, obviously, the best mons that do that are Megas or Torkoal, typically. And I actually almost did draft Torkoal, but I was kind of planning out the rest of the draft, and it just didn't really work point-wise. And then I couldn't get a third mega because we were only allowed two. So I drafted what I thought was the next best Trick Room option, and that's Big Conk. Big Conk, 140 base attack. This guy is incredibly strong. And then, yeah, he's got that 45 speed, so he's super slow. So I thought this was the strongest mon to pair next to Erangru for a Trick Room mode. Imagine two close combats coming out from a Conk Elder, like, or I can go rock slides on this guy. I can do a lot. Um, as far as doubles goes, I think this guy gets wide guard. Any sort of utility. I'm not entirely sure what this guy does, but he was drafted to sit under Trick Room and spam close combat or drain punch or whatever that I want to do. Double rock slides. Yeah, I'm really happy with Conkelda. I think for 6 points, I get so much value from this. Um, and yeah, not much else to it. Let's move on. So at this point, I've got so much power already. Between pretty much all my mons besides Oranguru hit really hard. Like I know Pelipper's not the strongest, but those rain boosted weather balls, those hurricanes, they hurt. So we got a very, very offensive team. So I wanted to draft something that could kind of work more in a support role and assist um, the team. So we got Runa Rigus for 6 points. How does this Pokemon assist my team, you may ask? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you because I've got some really cool fun things with this guy planned. But essentially, I wanted that bulk. I am actually really bulky on the defensive side with Mega Size or Archaladon, Intimidate Quill. Um, but I was supposed to mention this earlier. Oranguru. Let's go back to Oranguru. I'm sidetracking a bit here. My team has no special defense. That's why I drafted this mod. Anyway, all right, let's go back. Um, Rinarigus, this guy has got quite a good support move pool. We can burn stuff with Will-O-Wisp. We can do a lot. But I also really liked the typing for this guy. I needed an electric community because I've got a rain team. So I've got quite a few guys that are weak to uh, electric types and I'm giving them electric terrain. So I did notice that electric types were quite an issue for my team. So I really wanted a ground type, and I thought that Runaricus was the best one available. It was literally this. I think Sandaconda, which I didn't want because I don't want to set sand, and I don't know. I didn't think it was great. We got Runarigus. Yeah, just sort of a bulky support option for this team. I'm not going to get into Runarigus too much, but I'm honestly really keen to use this guy. Cofagrigus is one of my like all-time favorite Pokemon. I know he's not quite a Cofagrigus, but you're basically there. Um, let's move on. We're continuing that support train. I wanted to get another Pokemon that could support my team, support my offensive guys, and I think for 4 points we found something with great value, and we got Scovillain. Why do I think Scovillain's so great for 4 points? Because it gets Rage Powder, which is a redirection move, and there's not very Pokemon around that can redirect. You know, you've got obviously the two best ones are Mousehold and Sinistra, but for 4 points, Scovillain can redirect a few moves. Like we got no bulk with this guy. I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to tank moves all day, but just being able to have that option, being able to redirect so my Mega Raichu or my Basculegion or whoever can just keep firing off those really strong attacks without having to worry about, taking a hit, obviously apart from spread moves. But yeah, that's Go Villain. I think for 4 points, like just simply being a Rage Powder bot, like it's great. And at this point in the draft, we had 1 point left, and I'm utterly shocked that this Pokemon was not only allowed, but it was 1 point. And I think that the only reason it was still left on the board is because nobody saw it down. No, nobody was looking at the 1 point list. So I'm not sure if like I'm even going to be allowed to use this guy. So we'll sort of see what happens. But for our 1 point, we got Watchog. Um, just look at those stats. Like I again, I can't fathom how this thing was even 1 point. the bulk is insane. Like it's just quite literally unkillable. And if you pair that next to my previously mentioned Scoville, and that's just gonna redirect any attacks going this guy's way, um, he's never gonna die. Obviously, the offensive stats. I mean, like, look, they're still great, but they do peril in comparison to the bulk here. But 130 base speed's awesome. We're speed tying with a lot of really good mons, like Mega Gengar, we speed tile with, also immune to Shadow Ball. Yeah, just the fact that this thing was around is insane. Um, I I don't even know what to say about this guy. He's just so broken. It's not even funny. Um, but I don't know if I'm going to get flagged or something for. I don't think the owners of the league yet have quite realized the mistake that they have made, putting this dude at 1 point. But I will obviously take what I can get, right? It's only in my favor that this dude was still around. But yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna leave Watch Hog at that. Really excited to use this guy. I think he's just gonna be an absolute demon. Um, yeah, this is our team for season 2 of the VGC PPL. Um, our very first season of the PPL. And yeah, I'm hoping that this team can put in some work. As I said earlier, my VGC experience is very thin, but I think we cooked. Like, I think this team is crazy. Um, I think people might look at this team and say, "Oh, it's fine. All I got to do is win the weather war, or then I can stop this team." But I don't see it that way. I think I got so many guys here that not only are boosted by the weather, but just can be incredibly powerful without it, which is what I love about a weather team. I love sort of making a team that appreciates it but doesn't need it, and I think we've achieved that. But yeah, we shall see. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks again to the guys who invited me to this, and yeah, we play onesie week 1, which is going to be tough. I've played onesie before. Sometimes it's gone well, sometimes it hasn't. Um, but yeah, really, really looking forward to this season. I've actually been enjoying VGC way much more than I ever thought I would, being a singles player for so long now. But yeah, I've probably rambled on for far too long now. I'm going to leave it at that. I will have all the coaches playing linked in the description. And I wish everyone a good season. Cheers.